Well, money to fund the new 3-digit suicide prevention line is falling short at the State House right now. That 3-digit line replaces a more complicated 10-digit line. Mental health advocates are concerned that there's not enough budgeted to operate a call center and send mobile crisis units out for emergency interventions. Our Ann Emerson has been on the phone with state lawmakers all day. And Ann, are they getting close to a solution?
Well, not yet. They are still about $4 million short, according to the budget that the governor had proposed for this new call line. But this is not really a choice for South Carolina. The FCC has mandated that every state get a 3-digit call line up and running by July 16th. The question is, do we have enough time to make that deadline? Mental health advocates are pushing lawmakers to find the money.
Imagine you call and we're not ready. So the need is now. We have to be ready in July of this year, and that's going to take funding.
So far, only $1.3 million out of $5.5 million requested by the governor's executive budget has been allocated for the new 3-digit call line.
I wasn't surprised. I'm just very disappointed.
State Representative J.A. Moore says he's ready to roll up his sleeves to make this funding happen. What's at stake? Lives, according to mental health advocates who say even before the pandemic, calls were slipping through, going unanswered by the state's counselors.
I mean, we're going to have to do some negotiating behind the scenes. We reached out to the governor's office, the Department of Mental Health. Like I said, the battle is not just the people of South Carolina, it's all of ours. And so I will continue to shoulder the battle along with so many of my colleagues that are advocates for mental health awareness and wellness.
And he isn't alone.
The budgeting process is a lengthy process.
State Senator Larry Groom says this funding request will go back and forth between the House and the Senate a few more times before lawmakers settle on what is needed.
Those that have some concerns about the hotline, it's probably too early to be anxious. I believe at the end of the day, the funding will be there.
Senator Groom says he expects that the state budget will be in good shape by middle of June, and that's when the money should come through if all goes well.
An Asheville nonprofit is on a mission to make sure every music venue carries Narcan.
News 13's Anjali Patel shows us how they're working to bring awareness to the life-saving drug that can reverse an overdose.
Asheville music venues are welcoming back fans, and a local nonprofit is urging them to keep Narcan or naloxone on hand after more than 100,000 people died from overdoses during 12 months of the pandemic. Asheville's music scene is rebounding from the pandemic. And Quinn Powers is ready, equipped with his guitar and Narcan.
If you have this on you, put it up their nose and it can save their lives.
He believes if more people had it and knew how to use it, he may not have lost band members, past partners, and even his father to overdoses.
The thing about grief is, it just never goes away. It was 2008 that I said goodbye to my dad, and March 23rd, and when that day comes each year, it's really hard.
Grief plunging him into his own struggle with substance use.
I celebrate 10 years of freedom from the bondage of opiates, April 19th.
His experiences leading him to work in the harm reduction community and become a part of Musicians for Overdose Prevention.
Being in both the harm reduction space and the music space, the overlap was just so obvious.
The nonprofit was founded by J.P. Kennedy and his wife.
We've been to just about every music venue in Buncombe County and given them naloxone, distributed and given them training if they're interested in that.
Their goal to bring awareness to the importance of Narcan in the music scene and its price.
For someone who is working in the service industry, $75 to $80 for naloxone is tough.
To raise money to buy Narcan to distribute, the nonprofit creates and sells compilation albums featuring songs from bands joining in on the cause. They just released their biggest work yet, the Ramones-esque.
We've never had 50 bands come along and be like, we're sharing music for this cause, for this kind of campaign.
Music brings people together, and as we reconnect after isolation, he and Powers urge citizens to look out for each other. Now, Kennedy says the best way you can help is to carry Narcan on you or give some to your favorite local music venue or musician. And if you are a local musician, he urges you to use your platform to spread the message.
I do think we are seeing a lot more people choosing this to be their year of retirement, or who are new teachers and who are saying they don't know they're going to be able to make a career out of it.
A crucial question among schools. Are there enough college students hoping to become teachers to fill the void of those leaving the classroom?
News 13's Anjali Patel spoke with an official at Western Carolina University who says they're trying to recruit more students into the field.
The dean of Western Carolina University's College of Education says there is such a need for teachers right now that the school's educator preparation program isn't where they'd like to be in terms of numbers. Western Carolina University is a pipeline to public schools across the mountains, training the next generation of teachers to educate the next generation of students.
We were founded as a teachers college, and we have very strong connections to the public schools in our region.
But the dean of the College of Education says, like many programs, they experienced a significant decrease in enrollment up to around 2014. Now, over the last few years, overall enrollment has trended upwards by just over 10%. Still not where they'd like to be, though, to fill the need in our communities.
There is definitely a need for teachers and really across the board.
Concerns about pay and working conditions coupled with a pandemic have made the jobs of teachers even more difficult, causing burnout for some.
The need for teachers to do more than they've done in the past is real.
It has Asheville teacher Daniel Withrow concerned about staffing come August. An Asheville City Schools official says they've seen an unusual number of resignations this school year.
What makes that problem a lot worse is that there's just not as many people willing to apply for these jobs, much less accept them here.
Western Carolina trying to encourage more students to join the crucial profession nonetheless.
Given that teaching is a really vital profession that's sorely needed in our communities, what is Western Carolina University doing to increase enrollment, interest, recruitment for your teaching programs?
We have a comprehensive teacher recruitment plan with a lot of different initiatives. One of our major goals is obviously to increase the number of candidates who are pursuing teaching licenses in the state.
She says they have a task force to recruit science and math teachers, which are high needs areas, programs focused on recruiting and supporting diverse teaching candidates, more scholarships, as well as other initiatives aimed to keep mountain schools staffed. Now, if you'd like more information on Western Carolina University's teaching programs, just head on over to WLOS.com.